Can you tell me a little bit about the patient registry?
I can tell you lots about the patient registry because it's been a very focused and intensive piece of work that ASUK has funded to enable us to find out much more about Alström and begin to pull threads together, hopefully globally with patients, so that this ultra rare disease, that researchers can start to look for patterns and they can start to investigate and interrogate the data, all of which will be anonymous, to work towards, possibly different clinical trials and different treatments and different therapies for Alström syndrome.
So as you know, I have a son with Alström syndrome. How do you think that this patient registry is going to benefit my son?
I think for each and every individual, the responses are going to be different, but what we can start to do, if we can get everybody involved in completing it, is we can start to have a kind of overview, a map of some of the symptoms. People are, all different ages. We know some of the common symptoms. We don't necessarily know the uncommon ones, but we can start to get a real global map of Alström syndrome itself. And I know, although that's just thinking from one patient, we don't know how many people there are in the world, and that's just one person. But if one person completes their information and fills in the data about themselves and what meds they take and some of their own symptoms, then we can start to draw some real, start to join the dots together, so we really know what this ultra rare disease looks like.
I think one of the things as a mum that's always concerned me is that Alström syndrome is a very rare condition, and sometimes the only way that we can learn more about a condition is by finding more patients and finding out more information and finding out more experiences from families. And it's only when we can pull all of that information together that people can see patterns, and then hopefully that can lead on to further understanding and future clinical trials and things like that. So we may be rare as a family, but actually together we're not that rare. If we can link with families on a global basis and look at data for everybody, then I really do feel that we are in a better position then to be able to fully understand Alström syndrome and then lead on to other things that might be able to make a difference in the future.
I suppose our key messages are, please fill in the registry. It is relatively simple. Will take an hour and a half max. You can go back to it and complete it. You get all of your information in one place, including all your meds and what's happened to either you as an adult with Alström syndrome or if you have a child with Alström syndrome. And eventually it means we will have this very big picture of all of those in the world. That's what we're aiming for, to map globally Alström syndrome, improving our knowledge and ultimately improving treatments and the management of this ultra rare syndrome.
And as a mum living with this condition for the past 19 years, that really does give me hope. It does give me hope in that finally there is an opportunity for everyone to come together and to have all of that information in one place, in the hope that people will learn from that, because I still feel that there is still so much that people need to learn about Alström syndrome before new treatments and things like that are going to come along. So thank you for investing in this, and we really look forward to seeing how it develops.